Hello everyone, welcome to Let's Crack UPSC CSE English. About me, I'm Sandeep Bhushan and my credentials are I have 8 years of teaching experience for civil services. I teach international relations, internal security and in-depth analysis of the Hindu newspaper. And this video is in regards to how to crack prelims 2020. And prior to that, getting into this video, there is a notification for you all in regards to Let's Crack UPSC CSE English, which is India's largest learning platform. And once you get subscription to this, you will have unlimited access live and recorded courses from India's best educators. And not only that, you will also have various other privileges like daily live classes wherein you can chat with your educator, engage in discussions, ask your doubts, and also be part of the answer polls. You also have the live test and quizzes, wherein you can evaluate your preparation with our regular mock test and quizzes and get detailed analysis on your performance. You also have the structured courses, wherein all our courses are structured in line with UPSC exam syllabus, which would help you best prepare for it. And you also have the unlimited access. Upon subscription of this channel, you would get access to all our live and recorded courses wherein you can watch from your mobile or by your laptop. And you also have the top educators, that is you have Sudarshan Gurjar, Dr. Roman Saini, Prakash Kumar, Ayush Sangi and others as well, Jatin Verma, Saurabh Pandey, Dr. Siddharth Arora. So these are all the top educators. And you have the UPSC CSE classes, or you have the courses, that is the polity, history, current affairs, economy, geography, optional courses, UPSC CSE batches, environment and ecology, and as well as science and technology. Along with this, you also have the other courses that are in regards to the governance, practice and strategy, CSAT paper, ethics, integrity and aptitude, Indian society, social issues, essay writing, internal security, answer writing courses, and also in regards to the interview preparations. So now in regards to the UPSC CSE subscription, you have 12 month subscription and also you have 24-month subscription. And the 12-month subscription, the original price is 40,000, and once you go ahead with my subscription, that is using my code SBT10, you will get additional 10% discount, and the discounted price would be 36,000, wherein the original price is 40,000. And then you also have the 24 months subscription, whereas the original price is 48,000. Once you go ahead with subscription using my code SBT10, you would get 10% off, and then the 10% off discounted price would be 43,200. And then for 24 months you would be paying the amount which you are actually paying for 12 months plus 1 month. That is, for 13 months amount you are getting an offer. In an offer you would be getting for 24 months. That means the amount you pay for 12 months plus 10 months, that is for 13 months you would be paying 48,000 actually, but with that amount payment you would get the subscription for 24 months, entire 24 months. So do take the opportunity, and if you haven't subscribed, please do subscribe with 24-month subscription, wherein you will get for the amount you would be paying only for 12 plus 1 months, that is 48,000. And once you use my code, that is SBT10, you would get additional 10%, and the amount would further come down to 43,200. So go ahead with the subscription. And now we will get into the the analysis of the Hindu newspaper. So what is the important of the analysis of the newspaper? Isn't it required that once we go ahead with the uh, reading the newspaper, isn't it suffice? Yes, reading the newspaper would suffice, but how far it is for the prelims point of view is a very big question mark, because analysis of the Indian newspaper is very, very important, and my video or my class or session will definitely help you in regards to the analyzing the Hindu newspaper, trying to focus or emphasize on the keywords and the contemporary issues which will be useful for the framing of questions in the prelims and mains, and then you would be more happy, and then you would be more equipped to go ahead with answering the questions in the prelims and mains. So make sure that these topics which are discussed in this video or will be very, very helpful. And then now we will go into the discussions or the topics to be discussed, that is the PM's address to chief ministers. We'll be discussing about geofencing and Tablighi Jamaat. And the first one is the PM's address. We have seen that PM has gone ahead with the video conferencing to all the chief minister for the second time. And the reason why the prime minister has gone ahead with video conferencing is very clear, that how best we can, all together can go ahead with the maintaining the situation, or in regards to containing the transmission of virus, and also making sure that we come over the health crisis and also effectively handle the economic crisis. Please do understand my statement. The probability, the end, the point in regards to the video conferencing is to make sure that how best the states and the center can go ahead, or else they can overcome the health crisis and also handle very effectively the forthcoming economic crisis. Please do understand, health crisis and also the forthcoming economic crisis. So our prime minister has gone ahead with the second video conferencing with all the chief ministers on April 2nd, that is yesterday, and it was important to formulate a common exit strategy. This is very important. So the need of the hour, and in the discussion, what is put forth by the prime minister to the chief ministers was in regards to the common exit strategy. So how to formulate the common exit strategy, this is again important in regards to the prelims, and also a better keyword, an important keyword for the mains point of view, because these are the keywords which are very essential while you are actually focusing for the prelims and mains, and UPSC will also focus on these keywords. And then it is formulating the common exit strategy. Why? So that they should be, or they all wanted to, or entire country, that is the prime minister and the chief minister together, they ensured staggered re-emergence of the population once the lockdown ends. That means, yes, definitely once the lockdown ends, that is 21 days or 3 weeks lockdown ends, then there is re-emergence of population which would come on to the streets. And then when they come on to the streets, then how best, the center and the states together can handle the situation of the social distancing, if at all the social distancing is not maintained, and then how would it impact the spread of the virus, so that the infections takes place more virulent. So that is what in regards to formulating and common exit strategy has been discussed with the chief ministers, and that was in regards to ensuring the staggered in the sense in different phases, staggered in the sense in phased manner, in different phases, phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, or different phases. Phased re-emergence of population would come on to the streets once the lockdown ends. So how the states and the center has to handle the situation post lockdown, that is post 3 weeks national lockdown. Though that is very important, because as of now what they are going at is, yes, okay, right, but later on how best they can go ahead with trying to contain the spread of the virus is very, very important. And Modi has emphasized that all this is being done as a collective goal, as everyone coming together, and then each and every citizen coming together to make sure that they save every Indian. And the motto of the center and the motto of the states and all the individual responsible citizens who are being part of the national lockdown also is to make sure that they save every Indian. And then he has also requested, prime minister has also requested the states chief minister to go ahead with coming up with the suggestions in regards to the exit strategy. So this is what is in regards to the exit strategy. So common exit strategy is a key word what the Prime Minister Narendra Modi was emphasizing in the entire video conferencing, that the chief ministers have to come up with the various brainstorming. They should brainstorm, and then they have to come up with the various suggestions to handle very effectively the exit strategy, so that the exit strategy would be a strategy which would put in place, so that everyone or each and every citizen's needs are to be recognized, and then they have to be formulated in such a way that everyone is taken care. So that exit strategy is important. Lockdown is done, but what is that once the lockdown is lifted? Exit strategy is important. And then he also pointed out that the priority for the next 2 weeks, or the further 2 weeks, or the next weeks to go ahead, is that quarantining is done, social distancing is done, or the physical distancing, maintaining physical distancing is done, and the next is in regards to the testing, tracing, and then isolating and quarantining is very important, because at this time. Now what is the prime need of the hour is that testing is important. You need to trace the people, you need to test them, and then you need to treat them. So tracing, testing and treating is very important, and this is the need of the hour for the next few weeks, so that if we are able to go ahead with these three T's, that is tracing, testing and treating, then we can make sure that the entire country, the infections will be coming down. That is, this has to be done at the district level, state levels, and also in regards to the national level. So all this has to be done, and then this has to be done, it will be done, tracing, testing and treatment will be done only with the help of the states, only with the help of the states having proper coordination with the center, or else the center having proper coordination with the states. And Modi has also urged, that is, the Prime Minister has also urged the district level disease surveillance officers. This is very important, because at the grass level, it is the grassroots level, it is the district level disease surveillance officers should be appointed. So he made it very clear that these district level surveillance officers have to been appointed, because these are the one who actually, what you say, take it into consideration, or they are the one who actually knows the entire scenario of the grassroots level, and this actually makes sure that the penetration of the strategy is optimal. So what the strategy is that they have to go ahead with tracing, testing and then treatment. So this can be done only when there are surveillance officers at the district level, wherein they are appointed, and these are the one who takes care the strategy to be taken up optimum, or it will be, the strategy would be penetrating throughout the districts, throughout the villages, so that the tracing, testing and treatment takes place. And once that this takes place, then the strategy exit would be very easy for the, what do you say, entire nation, because after the lockdown, re-emergence of populations on the streets will definitely take place. So prior to that itself, tracing, testing and treatment has to take place, three T's. And then the data which are being collected from the private laboratories should also be collated district wise, so that the further strategies in tackling the pandemic should be, or will be taken care with a very, what do you say, important or phased manner, wherein the strategy will be very important. Because once the district level disease surveillance officer are appointed, and also they will look at the data, that is in regards to the testing, that is what is the data which has been provided by the private laboratories, that will be collated by the district surveillance disease surveillance officer, and that will again further, what do you say, send to the state departments, health department statewide, and then further again the center health ministry, the national, this central health ministry will also again coordinate, collate the data, and then make sure that how far we are able to contain the virus, or what are the various other steps we need to take further. So this was the, what you say, clear message being sent by the video conferencing by the Prime Minister towards all the chief ministers. And then he also made a point that every state should ensure that there are separate hospital for COVID-19 patients. So this is very important, because they should not be kept with along with the other patients, but the hospitals have to come up wherein it would be separate hospitals exclusively for the COVID-19 patients, so that the spread of the virus do not take place, so that we can make sure that the quarantining takes place, and then the hospitals are separate, and then the transmission of the virus would be cut by the infectious person. And then once the patients are separate hospitals for the COVID-19 patients, there could be more chance that the one who are recovered would be more, and then that is a main possibility, and then making sure that it will not spread to the other people or other patients also. And then he has also made it very clear that doctors attending them need to be protected. So they are the one who are the frontline workers, frontline warriors. It is the doctors, nurses, and then the healthcare officials, or all the personnel in regards to the healthcare, are the one who have to be protected. And then he also made it very clear that there should be an, what do you say, steps taken up, that online training of doctors in treating the COVID-19 also should take place. So there is an exigency, there is an emergency, there is a shortage of the doctors, and then the doctors have to be treated through the online in regards to treating the COVID-19 patients. So separate hospitals, and again in regards to the online training of the doctors should also be taken into consideration. And then he has urged all the states to go ahead with this, because it is a need of the hour now. Quarantining is done, social distancing is done, and now what has to be emphasized, what has to be looked into it, is that the three T's, that is in regards to tracing, testing, and then treatment. That is why separate hospitals, the mention is been done in regards to the separate hospitals for COVID-19 patients, and then online training to the doctors has to be done. So it is very clear that the need of the hour, it is imperative at this junction, is that it is test, test, test. And he also has emphasized not only in regards to the on the health system or in regards to the health crisis, but there is also an emphasis made on even in regards to the economic front also. So as the next being the harvest season, he is also worried about, he is also concerned about, he did discuss about with the chief ministers in regards to the farmers and the laborers because of the next harvest seasons. And then he has put a word to the chief minister that there should be a precautionary measure which has to be taken, that the farmers and the laborers should be exempted from the lockdown, because if they are not exempted, then the probability of the harvesting, that is the agriculture, or in regards to the kind of paddy, or in regards to various other pulses, the entire harvesting will be, what do you say, totally down. So it is very important the farmers and the laborers have to be exempted from the lockdown, but the harvest operations should take place by maintaining the physical distancing even on the field. So he has made it very clear that the harvest season has to be taken into consideration. Farmers and laborers have to be exempted from the lockdown, but at the same time making sure that there is maintaining by the farmers and the laborers in the fields, even the physical distance has to be maintained. So it is very important that we are focusing on the food chain, that is the supply system in regards to the all the essential commodities, the provisions, but at the same time what is important is the lives of the farmers and the laborers are also important. So focusing on the physical distancing by the farmers and the laborers even on the fields is the point which has been discussed by the prime ministers in the video conferencing. And he has also emphasized on the procurement. That means once this harvesting seasons takes place, or the harvesting operation is completed, and then the yield take place in regards to the harvesting, then the prime minister has emphasized that we should find, that is he has said to the chief minister that we all should find ways. What ways? Beyond. What is the way now it is going on? That is the way wherein the procurement is done by the agricultural produce marketing committees. So these are the committees which actually produce or procure, not sorry, extremely sorry, procure. They do not produce. They procure the production which has been, what is it, by the farmers and the laborers. So it is the agriculture produce marketing committees. But what the prime minister is saying, that we need to think, or we need to come up with the various other ways wherein we need to think beyond it. So beyond APMC, the procurement process has to take place. That is what the emphasis by the prime minister. And then a truck pooling scheme should be worked out. This is a new scheme. Again, please do recognize this as a keyword which will be useful and important for the prelims point of view. A truck pooling scheme should also be worked with the farmers for ferrying produce. Ferrying in the sense carrying the or taking the produce from the village to the market. So a new scheme which has to be worked out. The new scheme which the prime minister is wanting to be worked out, or wanting it to be come into existence, is the truck pooling scheme. And then this harvesting will possibly need to be done in a staggered manner. Again, this harvesting should not take place at a time, because once it is taken place at a time, then again social distancing, the main impact of the social distancing will be lost. And then again, if you wanted to maintain the social distancing, it should happen in the staggered manner, that is again in the phased manner. What is the necessary for the staggered manner is so that it is being done in a phased manner. When it is done in a phased manner, that means social distancing is maintained effectively. And even while the farmers and the laborers are sowing or they are working in the fields, social distancing has to be maintained. Even during the harvesting season also, it should be in a staggered manner wherein it is through the social distancing. And then he has also pointed that the center would release 11,000 crore of rupees from the state disaster relief fund by this month, wherein that money has to be used effectively to fight the COVID-19 pandemic. So 11,000 crores will be released by the center from the state disaster relief fund, and that money or that fund has to be used to fight the COVID-19 pandemic. So the kind of video conferencing which was effective in regards to making sure that the prime minister was addressing the chief minister. So what you can take it for granted here is that the cooperative federalism. Please you understand, I've used a keyword here, the one who are watching this, the cooperative federalism. So how cooperative the center is with the state. Yes, definitely at this situation it should be cooperative from the states to the center also, but at the same time the prime minister has taken an initiative making sure that he talks, discuss with the chief minister to come up with the common exit strategy. So he hasn't gone ahead with taking an unilateral decision in regards to common exit strategy, but he want to formulate the common exit strategy by having all the chief ministers, what do you say, suggestions in place. So this is a very good example of cooperative federalism. And look at the way we are going ahead with the kind of, what you say, linking up with the prime minister's conference with the chief ministers in regards to the cooperative federalism. This is the way, this is the strategy actually you need to focus while you are preparing, while you are looking at the newspaper, while you are reading, analyzing the newspaper. Link it with the various keywords, link it with the various issues, so that it will be useful for the different subjects. It now cooperative federalism again in regards to the polity point of view, and again in regards to the mains point of view, the cooperative federalism, and also it could be used or it can be asked in the general essay itself, cooperative federalism. So the one who is listening to the class, the one who are listening to the class, they are having a better knowledge, they are having a couple of, what do you say, lines with them wherein they can put forth in their answer in the descriptive in the general essay that this video conferencing is also part of the cooperative federalism. Now we will move to the next one, that is geofencing. So this is also in the news in regards to the geofencing app, wherein it is used to look at or locate the quarantine violators. That means the one who are violating the quarantine and then just moving away from the quarantine camps, and then they are being part of the members that they would spread the virus unknowingly, and the infection to the other people or the healthy human being also would be spreading. So this is very important, that is in regards to the geofencing, which could be part of the preliminary 2020. It's all factual data here, so please do understand for the prelims point of view. And then the center has come up using this, what is a geofencing, using the powers from the Indian Telegraph Act 1885. This is very important again for prelims point of view. Geofencing has come up with using the powers from which among the following act? Indian Telegraph Act 1885. And then this, with this it wanted to fetch information, or it wanted to, what do you say, get the information from telecom companies every 15 minutes to track the COVID-19 cases across the country. So look at it, it is tracking, it is trying to fetch, it is trying to get the information, obtain the information from the telecom companies every 15 minutes. Again, this is important for prelims point of view, every 15 minutes to track the COVID-19 cases across the state. And then the states have been asked to seek the approval of the home secretaries, the respective home secretaries, to go ahead with using the geofencing, or to go ahead with, what you say, having the powers in regards to fetching the information from the telecom companies every 15 years through the Indian Telegraph Act 1885, and that approval will be given by the home secretaries of the particular states under the provision of section 5 of 2 of the Indian Telegraph Act 1885. So please do understand again for prelims point of view, the states will can get or seek the approval of the home secretaries in regards to the geofencing by the sections or by the provision of section 5 of 2 of the Indian Telegraph Act 1885. Why? To make sure that the specified mobile phone who was using in regards to the one who was quarantined, and that the phone numbers, they would put up a request to the DOT, that is to the Department of Telecommunication, to provide information that is every 15 minutes by emails or through SMS. That is by, if at all anyone is violating the quarantine, that is through the geofencing app. So this is very important in regards to the prelims point of view. Again, which act it is? Section 5 of 2 of India Telegraph Act 1885. And the government has tested an application that triggers emails and SMS. So they have gone ahead with the testing application, which what is sends a message about the concerned person wherever the data is been asked or requested by the state governments to the DOT through the emails and SMS, and that is done by a government agency who is a authorized one, that is to the one or to the persons who jump the quarantine or who escapes from the quarantine camps, and based on their phone numbers or phone cell towers they will locate it, and then immediately the police or the concerned officials can trace them and then go ahead with what is getting back them to the quarantine, and then they can again go ahead with the testing, and then they can go ahead with the treating. And then in regards to this geofencing, usage of the geofencing app, it is Kerala which is the first state to use the geofencing of the COVID-19. So again, for prelims point of view, which among the following states was the first states to use the geofencing to track the COVID-19 cases? The one to, in regards to the one who have jumped the quarantine, that is Kerala. And on March 29th, the Department of Telecommunication, that is DOT, has shared the standard operating procedures SOP with all the telecom service providers regarding the application called the COVID-19 quarantine alert system. This is what is important. So we have seen the app as the geofencing app. App is a geofencing app, but in regards to the system, that is COVID-19 quarantine alert system, CQAS. This is again very important in regards to the prelims point of view. COVID-19 quarantine alert system. This is again, this is a system and this is the app. The app is geofencing and the system is the COVID-19 quarantine alert system. And then the SOP says that DOT and the Center for Development and Telematics, that is SOP says that DOT and CDOT in coordination with the telecom providers. That means in this entire testing of the developing of the testing of the application, it was the DOT and the CDOT. CDOT means Center for Development of Telematics have coordinated with the telecom service providers, and then they have developed and tested the application, that is the system, that is in regards to the COVID-19 quarantine alert system. So who are the one who are involved in regards to the developing and the testing of the app, that is the geofencing, and then the in regards to the system, that is COVID-19 quarantine alert system, it is the Department of Telecommunication and the Center for Development of Telematics. This is very important again for prelims point of view. In coordination with the telecom service providers, they have developed and tested. This is again very important for prelims point of view. And it is said that the information is received periodically over a secure network. So again here what is important is this network is secured, because again there could be a question that the privacy or the data privacy would also come into existence, but the DOT has made it very clear. The Ministry of Home Affairs in coordination with the DOT and the CDOT have made it very clear that it is totally under a secured network, and then the entire authorized cases are in regards to the due protection of the data received, and whatever the data is received, it is duly protected. It is under the secure network, so that the privacy of any individual's data will not be at risk. And the system will collate the entire phone data, including the device location, as we said, the cell towers, and then alert the local agency. The local agencies who are a part of the team in regards to the DOT or the government, which actually has the information, and from there it will go to the the information is passed to the state departments in regards to the one who are violating the COVID-19 patients. So this is in regards to the app, that is in regards to the geofencing, and also in regards to the COVID-19 quarantine alert system. This is very important both in regards to the prelims point of view and then in regards to the prelims point of view, Indian Telegraph Act 1885, and then in regards to the approval for the state by the Home Secretaries through the Section 5 of 2 of the Indian Telegraph Act 1885. So this is in regards to geofencing. And now we will move to the next one, that is the Tablighi Jamaat on a mission to purify Islam. So their mission is to purify Islam, but in regards to the congregation at the Nizamuddin, something disaster has taken place wherein the spread of virus or the infection has taken place as a very virulent, and then these the one who have been part of the congregation from various other countries, it could be from Indonesia and Malaysia also, they would be spreading the virus unknowingly to many other people, and this is the great concern for the government officials within India and also across the world. That is how they would trace the contacts and then go ahead with the testing and then treating the individuals who were part of the Tablighi Jamaat or who were part of the congregation at Nizamuddin in Delhi. So we have seen that they were the foreign nationals who were part of the Tablighi Jamaat or the conference or the congregation at Nizamuddin. They were from Indonesia and also from the Malaysia. So they have gathered at Nizamuddin, and then it was in the mid-March and it went on for a couple of weeks. So for a couple of weeks, everyone were together in a, what do you say, a kind of a place wherein there was no social distancing maintained, and that congregation has really caused a lot of chaos, that the virus is spreading virulent, and then the virus has been taken as a host in various people who have been part of the congregation there, and then now the host reservoir will spread across various states, various countries also. And the leader of the Tablighi Jamaat is Maulana Saad Kandlawi, and he was booked by the Delhi police under the Epidemic Disease Act 1897. This is again very important from prelims point of view. The Maulana Saad Kadlavi, the leader of the Tablighi Jamaat, has been booked by the Delhi police under the Epidemic Disease Act 1897 because as the national lockdown or else the nation was under lockdown, we have seen, I have repeatedly said that there were many acts which have come into existence or they were invoked, that is epidemic. One of them is Epidemic Disease Act 1897. And then we will just look at the Jamaat's origin, because to understand it better we will look at the origin of the Jamaat, because it could be again a question even in the internal security, it could be part of it. How best we can try to look at that these kind of things would be or could be, or it has triggered a kind of, what you say, in internal security which was pandemic. I repeat, I reiterate my statement, which was pandemic, not internal security, which was a one, I mean a issue which has created knowingly. It was unknowingly the congregation has spread the virus. So unknowing security, I mean insecurity has taken place, and this pandemic doesn't know any kind of, what you say, barriers, and then this has spread kind of different places. The virus has been spread. So for the betterment of the organization, we'll get into the, I mean, betterment of the knowing the information of the organization, that is the Tablighi Jamaat. We will try to get into the origin, which can be used at different, what you say, in the mains examinations. Jamaat origin. So Tablighi Jamaat, it means society of preachers. Jamaat means society. Tablighi is the preachers. Was founded by Deobandi Islamic scholar, that is Muhammad Ilyas Al Kandlawa Kandhlawi in Mewat, that is in India, in 1986. So it was in the year 1986. The Tablighi Jamaat was founded by a Deobandi Islamic scholar, that is Muhammad Ilyas Al Kandlawi, in place called as Mewat in India in 1926. So this is again important for prelims point of view. If the question is given on Tablighi Jamaat, wherein here could be question based on when it was founded and which place and which year. So now you are very well aware of it, and there could be possibility that there could be couple of statements, statement 1, 2, 3, 4, and then it could be asked that which among the following statements are incorrect, and one of the statement could be what, that Maulana Saad Kandvi, the leader of the Tablighi Jamaat, was booked by the Delhi police under the Epidemic Disease Act 1987, and Tablighi Jamaat was founded by Deobandi Islamic scholar Muhammad Ilyas Al-Kandhlawi in Mewat, India in 1986. You never know if these two statements are given and asked which among the following statements are wrong or incorrect. Statement A, statement B, or statement both the statements. So both are actually right in regards to 1897 and then founded in 1926 in Mewat in India by Deobandi Islamic scholar, that is Muhammad Ilyas. And then the slogan, that is Al-Kandhlawi, was coined for his new organization, the one who I started, that is the Deobandi Scholar. And then it has the essence of its activities as per the, what you say, their slogan, it is, "O Muslims, become true Muslims." So as we have seen here, that is a mission to purify Islam. So they are going ahead with the purifying Islam. That is what they say, the Tablighi Jamaat. And then the slogan, that is Al-Karlawi, coined, is that nothing but it says that they wanted to go ahead with activities, that they wanted to spread that Muslims to be a true Muslims. And Al-Kandhlawi called upon his fellow Muslims to enjoin the good and forbid the evil. So they are actually making sure that they go ahead with making that the good prevails and then the, what you say, evil is destroyed. They actually wanted to make sure that the Muslims become true Muslims, and then they go ahead with the preaching in regard to the good, and then they make sure that the evil is destroyed. They forbid or they are against the evil. And the modus operandi of Tablighi Jamaat is peaceful, and it is focused entirely on the Muslim community worldwide. So its focus is the Muslim community worldwide, wherein its modus operandi is peaceful, and it wanted to go ahead with spreading the good and then forbid the evil, and it wants all the Muslims to become true Muslim. And they are theologically opposed to syncretic, that is union nature, that is coming together, because you have Sunni and Shia, Sufi and Sufi Islam and Shias, and you have Sufis. So they are against the, or they are not, or they are opposed to the syncretic nature of Sufi Islam, and they insist the members to dress like a prophet did. That is, the trousers or the robe should be above the ankle. That is above the ankle. It should be, the trouser should be above the ankle. That is why we have seen, when if you have really focused on that, when the people were moving, their trousers would be above the ankle. That is what the prophet would have, I mean, had dressed up. And according to the, what do you say, Tablighi Jamaat, they are theologically opposed to this Sufi Islam, but they insist on the members to dress like the prophet did. That is, to making sure that the trousers or the robe should be above the ankle. And then the leader, that is the Emir, is the leader of the international movement. That is, this is the international conference what has been, what do you say, been the congregation at the Nizamuddin. So the Emir is the leader of the international movement, and then the one who is actually the founder, it goes to that family itself. So the group's founder is Muhammad Ilyas Al-Kandhlawi. Related to the group's founder itself, the emir or the leader would always be. And the current leader is Maulana Saad Kandhlawi, and this is the one who is been booked under the Epidemics Disease Act 1897. So this is very important. You need to keep a track. Always try to, what you say, figure it in your mind. It is in regards to the 1897. And then he is the one who has been booked now. And then Maulana Saad Kandhlawi is the grandson of the founder, of who Maulana Muhammad Ilyas Kandhlawi's grandson is Maulana Saad Kandhlawi, who is the one who has been booked by the Delhi police in regards to the Epidemics Act 1897. And then you also have the Shura Council, which is an advisory council, which has the national units and then the national headquarters also. So it is a very good, what is the organization which has the advisory council along the national units, and also national headquarters also be up there. And then when we look at this organization was, as I said, it was, what do you say, 1926 it was founded. It was founded in the year 1926, that is before the India's independence or during the colonial rule of British India. So the organization grew fast in the British India, and you have these annual conferences which has held for the first time in the year 1941, that is in November 1941. And after partition, it grew very stronger in Pakistan, in East Pakistan, that is now Bangladesh. And then the Tablighi is the largest national wing which you have it seen, or which you have it in the Bangladesh. So the largest national wing, you find it in the Bangladesh. Again, these are all very important for the prelims point of view if it is asked in the, what is say, analytical. And the group has presence in 150 countries, look at it, and millions of followers. So that is why that was a worry that the entire congregation which has taken place in the Nizamuddin, and then the data shows, as per the latest report, that the congregation could be, the entire of this congregation could be around 9,000, wherein 7,300 or 7,300 were in regards to the nationals Indians, and then 1,700 were in regards to the foreign nationals, that is the Tablighi Jamaat followers. So all this, we have a very good information in regards to the prelims, in regards to Tablighi Jamaat, when it was founded, and which act the leader has been booked, that is Maulana Saad Kandhlawi, and then what is their modus operandi, and then how they have grown into various countries, that is they have the presence in the 150 countries. So all these were very important, or very important for prelims point of view, and I hope this was a very good session for you in regards to prelims and mains, and then I feel this was informative and then very knowledgeable. So please go ahead with you like the video, subscribe the video, hit the bell button, and also while you're viewing the YouTube, that is Let's Crack UPSC CSE channel, make sure that you subscribe it. And if you haven't subscribed the UPSC CSE English channel, please go ahead with subscribing using my code SBT10, that is Sandeep Bhushan Thummala 10, and once you subscribe with my code, you will get additional 10% discount. And then make sure that you go ahead with subscribing 24 months, because when you subscribe for 24 months, you would be benefited, because you will be paying only for 12 months plus 1 month, that is the amount for 12 plus 1 month, that is you will be paying for 13 months, but you would be getting for the entire 24 month subscription. So please go ahead with the subscription using my code SBT10, and I hope this session was very important, and I thank you. See you tomorrow at this time.